Several teams short pitting early here at Auto Club Speedway, including two in the chase. Tony Stewart, there you see Kevin Harvick going back out onto the racetrack. Martin Truex at the bottom of your screen. And here's Clint Bowyer, Vince.
The car loose into the turns for Bowyer, but otherwise pretty good. They're going to make a 4-tire change, just a very slight air pressure adjustment, and fill it up with Sunoco fuel. Doc?
Elliott Sadler, who was very tight at the beginning, lost a handful of spots, drove it back up into the top 5 where he's basically hung there. Sadler, 4 tires, air pressure adjustment to loosen the car up. Kyle Busch now making his pit stop. He said his car is good, but it's very, very free in turn 3. That they think it may be the wind over there. He is down and away. Vince.
The 17 of Matt Kenseth has been your leader. It's a little loose on the exit of turn 2 and then tight on the entry to turn 3 and tight on exit as well. A 4-tire change and air pressure adjustment for Matt Kenseth, who comes into the day 11th in the chase. Doc.
3-time California winner Jeff Gordon on pit road. He said when he had the debris on the front of the car was loose. When the debris got off, the car got very, very tight. He drove from 17th to 6th in 20 laps. Dave.
Jeff Burton tight on the top, loose on the bottom. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment for Jeff and a track bar adjustment right now. Jeff had been running in the 12th position. Your pole sitter, Jamie McMurray, is on pit road as well. His car had gone to the tick loose side for McMurray. He had dropped back to 4th. He leaves.
And the 48.
Well, they're going to pull that grill. They're going to pull the debris off the front of that grill on the 48. They're also pulling a spring rubber out of the left rear. Jimmy says he's very tight in the center.
So Jimmy Johnson gets back out onto the racetrack as you saw the guys pull a, and we've got a 42 speeding penalty. Juan Pablo Montoya. Doc, too fast entering?
Yeah, too fast on entry. He was trying to get the car down pit road to try to make up some time. He knew they had to do a lot of work. They had to fix the right front splitter, try to push the splitter back down, and also fix the fender and pull it out. So he had a lot of work. He was trying to push the envelope, and it cost him the pass-through penalty now for the 42.
Well, during this sequence, we also had Jimmy Johnson leading a couple of laps, so he picks up 5 more bonus points, just what the rest of the chase field wanted to hear. Matt Kenseth has cycled through, and he has got the race lead. And our other leader is Jimmy McMurray.
It still has a cycle with Matt Kenseth. He hasn't made a pit stop, or he has made a pit stop.
Yep.
Okay, he has.
Yep.
Okay.
So as
Bowyer's come out, cycles back through.
Right, and Bowyer is shown 1.8 seconds, and Jimmy Johnson 3 seconds. And here we go 3 wide, and look out. Burton slides up on Harvick. Harvick almost gets into the 00 of Rudeman, but so far so good. Everybody's still clean. And they're still going to try it. Well, Jeff says, no, we're not going to do this again.
Well, Harvick got down on Jeff Burton's quarter panel, and that slowed him down the straightaway, so he fell back in line.
Burton now tucking up underneath the 00.
Yeah, going to that high side, see if he can make that work. I see.
Teammates rubbing on each other.
Yeah, I don't think Kevin Harvick's too happy with Jeff Burton.
Whoa, trouble for Biffle. The 16. And we have our first caution of the day. And could we have our first engine issue of the day?
Or they talked about it in countdown.
5 of them last time. He was running 8th. And after winning Kansas, their hopes were so high.
Garage.
So you heard the call. Biffle will be heading for the garage. That's Joe Nemechek coming back out. He had gone behind the wall.
Wow.
All right, so now if you are Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards, what are you thinking?
Well, he's thinking, I hope ours last. That's nothing you can do about it. That's got what you've got. So you sit there and run. It's not like you can, backing out of it's not going to do any good. I mean, you can keep it from turning too many RPMs if that happens to be the condition. You can roll out of the throttle, especially down the front straightaway here where you turn the most.
Why have we seen so many engines the last couple of races?
Well, they're pushing the issue. They're trying to make more power, and it's just a fine line on how far you can take it. They're finding out that they're a little over it right now.
Well, it gives us a chance to check in at the Craftsman Tech Garage with Tim Brewer.
Thanks, guys. What we discussed earlier in the show, in the countdown show, what it is, this valve right here. When you over-rev the engine, break the valve spring, what's going to happen? That valve's going to come down, get bent. It's going to go down through the top of that piston. What's going to happen then? All the smoke you've seen coming out the exhaust port, that's a classic example of a drop valve. Guys?
All right, thanks, Tim. And bad news for every fan of Greg Biffle, as he was really hoping to have another banner day and get right back into the thick of the battle.
Yeah, dropped the valve and dropped his chance at a championship pretty much, too. He'll have to take some
look at these
difficult
pit stops.
circumstances.
We've got a monitor up here. We can look at the pit stop times. And Jimmy Johnson's team did a pretty good job. Not quite as fast as the fastest ones, but lost a spot to Clint Boyer on that round of green flag stops.
Everybody pitted between lap 35 and lap 38. And let's talk about the fastest pit crew of the year award, as the pit crew of the year is currently in lead, the 24 team of Jeff Gordon. You help determine the standings. Vote from your AT&T phone by texting the car number to 2258 for the pit crew you think's the fastest and the most valuable. Let's see who comes. Remember, they just pitted not that many laps ago. And it looks like Casey Kane's going to lead. Also, Kyle Busch is coming in as well. And you can see how windy it is. Our cameraman did not have a late night last night, I promise you. This is getting brisker as the day goes on, in fact. Jamie?
And the wind definitely affecting the 29 of Kevin Harvick. He says it's just plowing up off the corner now. So they came in right side. You saw there, track bar and air pressure, Doc.
Kyle Busch, just 2 right side tires only. He said his car had been snug on top and loose on the bottom. They were trying to get the air pressures right, so a good opportunity to come back in and change those right side tires.
Denny Hamlin also in. Remember, he was working his way up through until the first round of pit stops, and we'll wait and see where he comes back out into this field.
I will watch these cars that got 2 tires. This, to me, has never been a racetrack that 2 tires is a really good idea, especially at this point in time of the race. We'll have to see how this works. We saw Hamlin and 31 of Jeff Burton. They went ahead and took 4. I believe if you were coming down pit road, 4 tires is the way to go.
Well, Kyle has 6 laps on the left side. Does that make a difference?
Well, that's the thing. They don't have a lot of laps on the left, so that might be one thing. One of their decisions there is just to go ahead and try it now.
Well, let's go over the wall with Anwar as he takes care of business on David Gilliland's car, who's going to get the lucky dog.
John, here, execute the kill. Whoa, he open shot. We gotta keep our calm during the whole kill. We're overheating. Hey, Sean, wipe the grill really good. Oh yeah, wipe the grill.
Back at the Auto Club Speedway, 44 laps complete and a couple less for Greg Biffle today as his engine expired after his car seemed very fast, even though it was a little bit hard to handle. Greg, what ultimately you think happened inside that motor chamber?
Well, I'm not sure. The guys have been working really hard on our durability, and something broke in the bottom end of the engine, because it came out the bottom. So, and no indication, the thing ran strong right until it broke. So that eliminates probably valve train or anything like that. So don't really know what happened. Had good oil pressure. Temperature seemed to be good, just unexpected. So it's unfortunate for us. This was our opportunity to get back in the chase, and it doesn't look like that'll happen.
Yeah, he kind of summed it up right there. Chase chances very slim now, guys.
He's over 200 points back as it stands right now. It's the second engine problem in 2010 for Roush Fenway. It is both by Biffle's car. Let's listen in on the 29. Remember that 3 wide we had earlier with Burton and Rudeman?
Billy, why don't you ask that 31 to give me some room? He about pitched me up into the 00 again. So a little room would be appreciated one of these weeks.
We're back to green flag racing, and boy, here we go. 4 wide, look down low. Hang on, that was David Reagan, and he actually made it work. He picked up a spot.
4 wide, still there.
It's still 4 wide. Further back, you're right. We have 5 abreast. Now they're getting a little more calm. It's only 3 wide.
They know right now the tires are the best. They need to make as much time as they possibly can.
Now look at Boyer.
Boyer down low, and let's reset it for you right now. Matt Kenseth is your race leader. You're on board with Jimmy Johnson. He's shown in 4th place behind Gordon and Boyer.
Man, look at Gordon. He's
look
aggressive. Jimmy, too. Look at this.
Gordon's going for the lead, and he gets it. So pick up 5 bonus points for the 24, and we're still 3 wide. Boyer's on the low end. The meat in this sandwich is the 48. And Jimmy pulls ahead of both of them. Look back further. Here comes Kyle Busch looking outside. And even further back, you got Scott Speed way back in the 82. Kyle side by side as he goes through the corner with the 39 of Newman. Here goes the 48 for the race lead. Around Gordon, Kenseth is following, so Jeff only gets to lead one lap. And Johnson goes back in the lead, and look at it, 4 wide behind them.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin back there 4 wide. He was down on the apron trying to make a pass in turn 3.
Hamlin in 18th position right now. Remember, he started dead last in this field.
Yeah, but he put 4 tires on. I like that call.
Again, further back as everything's gone single file in about the first 6 or 7 positions. But here is where you get it real interesting. There's Hamlin right behind Harvick as they go through, and Burton a few cars back down on the low line. Look at Hamlin, 4th below the line. None of these guys trying to waste any time. Let's go 4 wide again. Burton's giving everybody plenty of room. Look at the push coming from behind from Rudeman on Kurt Busch.
Yeah, and Jeff Burton was hoping he might get a push from Tony Stewart. Tony decided to pull out and try to make the pass.
Still got 3 wide. Here we go in another group as the battle for seconds heating up as Kyle Busch is running towards the front.
Well, that 2-tire call was definitely the right thing by Dave Rogers, because they put him out in front of the cars that got tires, even the ones that got 4, but he had that track position. Man, he is going to the front.
He restarted 12th, and look at this. He has already shot up to the 2nd position as he gets around Gore. Here comes Kenseth around the 24, and Mark Martin as well.
Well, those 2 tires, and that was a call that was made by Kyle Busch as he came down pit road. Dave Rogers wanted to put on 4, we were told. Kyle Busch said, I want 2, and that was the right thing to do so far.
And Kyle going right back to the bottom of the racetrack like he did yesterday in the nationwide victory. Here comes Mark Martin looking alongside of his former teammate when they used to race both for Jack Roush. Matt Kenseth, they're side by side down the backstretch.